So, hello people. So, today we are back to go ahead with some of the questions associated with geography, where some of the questions that has come in the previous years in the UPSC exam will be shared with you all and will be discussed through some of the MCQs that you can see in your screen. So, I welcome you all to this live free platform of CSAP to make you help in the upcoming prelims for various number of questions that are associated with different subjects so that you could make this exam clearer very sooner and also with various ease. Okay, so let's start with today's questions, where the first questions associated with biogeography is been given on your screen, saying which one among the following covers the highest percentage of forest area in the world. So what has been asked, that amongst the four options given in your screen, which among the following covers the highest percentage forest area in the world? Okay, so you could see so you could see that amongst the following species, which is said ABCD, the first option here is A, that is temperate coniferous forest. Okay, so we can see the first option here being the correct option, about whom amongst the following covers the highest percentage of forest area in the world. Okay, so here the first option is being the correct option. Okay, so if you wants to join with us, so please do join through our platform and you can attempt the questions on the comment sections. Okay, so coming to the next question, so you have this explanation on your part which you will get in your PDF. Okay, so next, coming to the second question of biogeography. Okay, so we could see over here about this question, okay, which has been given over here in your screen. So which of the following is or are unique characteristics or characteristics of the equatorial forest? So equatorial forest का खासियत क्या होता है? Presence of tall closely set trees with crowns forming a continuous canopy, coexistence of a large number of species, presence of numerous varieties of epiphytes. So here we could see that which of the above option given are correct. So you could go ahead with the options like 1 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3 only. Okay, so here you have got all such number of selections that you can see on your screen, saying the presence of tall closely set trees with crowns forming a continuous canopy, coexistence of a large number of species, and presence of numerous varieties of epiphytes. So what are epiphytes? So they are a plant that grows on another plant, especially one that is not parasitic. Okay, so किसी और के सपोर्ट में, ऐसा नहीं है कि खुद का बना ले, तो किसी और के सपोर्ट में ये प्लांट्स दूसरों के सपोर्ट में बनते हैं. ठीक है, and what we basically know about the canopy, we all know that it is basically a cover, or you could see that if you go for a covering or a bed. Okay, so the uppermost shade or shelter that hangs over something is basically known as the canopy. So we can decide the denseness of a forest through the canopy that reaches directly to the surface. So in that way, the question has been asked in all these three options. Okay, so here you could see the correct option being all this above. So here every options given here is the characteristic of a equatorial forest. Okay, so that is the correct answer over here, that is D. Okay, so D basically says about the correct answer given above. Okay, sorry. Next, so you could see what is the equatorial forest. Kiki at the everything is basically related. Okay, what is the presence of epiphytes, how dark and sparse undergrowth clearings has been given. Okay, now Chalo, leave aside this question because you have to read us all well. Now, coming to the next question, consider the following statements. Okay, you have been given four statements: taiga, tropical evergreen, tropical deciduous, tundra. So the correct sequence in decreasing order of the albedo values of this ecosystem is, okay. So if I say about albedo, so what is basically means the albedo? So albedo is the proportion of the incident light or radiation that is reflected by the surface, typically that of a planet or moon. So what I have said you, that the proportion of the incident light or radiation that is reflected by a surface, typically that of a planet or a moon. Okay, and that is basically known as the albedo. So albedo basically says about the fraction of light that is reflected by a body or surface. So yate kua question is what is the correct sequence in decreasing order? Okay, that is from the highest to the lowest. Okay, not from the lowest to the highest. Okay, so you have been given four ecosystems. You have been given taiga. Okay, so we also know about the taiga ecosystem that generally says about a swampy coniferous forest of high northern latitudes, especially right off between the tundra and the steppes. So these are known as the taigas. Okay. Then we have the tropical evergreen trees, tropical deciduous, and lastly we could see about the tundra. So tundra, basically the flat Arctic regions of northern Europe, Asia, and North America, where no trees grows and where the soil below the surface of the ground is always frozen. So you could see the correct sequence, which is basically in this decreasing order of the albedo values. Here, the correct option being is B, that is 4132. So we could see that firstly, tundra will come. Okay. Then we could see taiga will come. Then we could see tropical deciduous will come. Okay. And lastly, we could see tropical evergreen will come. Tropical evergreen. Okay. So therefore, the correct option here being 4132. So firstly, over here, 4 tundra will come, 1 taiga will come, third tropical deciduous will come, and lastly 2 tropical evergreen will come. So we could see that here the correct answer is B. So here the albedo values in decreasing order is directly given in the sequence. Okay. So here the correct option is B. Okay. So we have this explanation over here about albedo and vegetation. So you can study this after you get the PDF. Okay. Leave aside the assessment and reason. We'll move to the next. Okay. Question number 91. Okay. So many people have joined. Sujoy, if you wants to know about how to start preparing and all, okay, we have got some of the videos uploaded in our YouTube platform. Please go through those videos where various experienced faculties of us, okay, even our director has said about the way to prepare this civil service exams. Okay, and often there has been some of the videos that have come up in our YouTube platform where you will get some of the relevant videos where you have been said about that how to start preparing for prelims and what are the most important topics or subjects that you need to cover during this preparation. Okay, so please go through our videos in our YouTube channel that has been uploaded, and you can get to know about how to prepare this civil service exam and how to crack this prelims exams in a very faster way. Okay, so that has been said over in these videos. Okay, so please Sujay, get through the videos fast. Okay, coming to the next question, if a tropical rainforest is removed, it does not regenerate quickly as compared to a tropical deciduous forest. Okay, so what has been asked? If a tropical rainforest is removed, it does not regenerate quickly as compared to a tropical deciduous forest. Why? This is because. Okay, so you have been given the option about the soil of rainforest is deficient in nutrients, propagals the trees in a rainforest having a poor vitality. The rainforest species are slow growing. Exotic species invade the fertile soil of rainforest. Okay, so here the correct option given is the soil of rainforest is deficient in nutrients. So obviously, the rains leaches the soil that is within the respective area of the forest, and therefore this leaching takes place for which the soil which is basically found in the rainforest are deficient in nutrients. Okay, so that is the correct option given with the question that has been asked in question number 91 saying about tropical rainforest removed does not result quickly compared to a tropical deciduous forest. So what is the respective cause? Okay, so here the cause is the first option. Okay, moving to the next one. Okay, so here the question is answer is given. So estuaries possess distinct blooms of excessive growth of pigmented dinoflagellates. These blooms are called as what? They are called as red tides. Okay, so probably you all know about what is basically is an estuary. So we know the white part of a river where it joins the sea is basically known as an estuary. Okay, supposedly tomorrow I can see about the Sundarbans. Okay, where we could see that this respective river of Ganga, Brahmaputra, when it joins and merges in Bangladesh, they ultimately flows to the Bay of Bengal. So that is basically an estuary. Okay, which is said to be the wider part of river where it joins the sea. Okay, so Nadi ka Muhana. Okay, that is known as basically the estuaries. So now it has been asked that estuary causes distinct bloom of excessive growth of pigmented dinoflagellates. Okay, so these are known as what? Okay, so we all even know about the dinoflagellates, which is basically an algae. Okay, so they are the monophyletic group of the single cause eukaryotes consisting of. Okay, so they are usually considered algae. Okay, and they're mostly marine planktons. They can be seen in, or they are very much common in this freshwater habitats. So therefore, their population with the surface temperature, salinity, and depth directly goes on changing if you are moving on from one place to the other. Okay, so therefore, here this dinoflagellates are known as the red tides. Okay, which appears red in color. Now, coming to the next question. So you could see these are the red tides or the dinoflagellates, okay, which is at the estuaries. Okay, so this is the type of things that can be seen. Okay, so these are very common near to the estuaries. Okay, so these are the things which you have to know. Okay, next, the largest coral reef in the world is found near the coast of which one of the following countries? So it has been asked about the largest coral reefs. So we all know about the corals. Okay. So we basically even knows about the island which India has towards the coral reef. So it is basically the Lakshadweep Islands, which is basically a coral reef. So what is basically a coral reef? So it's a ridge of rock in the sea formed by the growth and deposits of corals. Okay. So in simple words, coral reefs are made up of colonies of hundreds of thousands of tiny individual corals, which are called as polyps. Okay, and therefore we can see that these coral reefs are in plenty and they are very beautiful, and they are very much underwater ecosystem which is characterized by reef building corals. Okay, so therefore this corals, okay, यहाँ पे पूछा गया है कि largest coral reef in the world is found near the coast of which one of the following countries. Okay, so probably you are already getting the answer, no need to move on towards the BCD. So here we can see Australia being one of the country where the most largest coral reef can be found. Okay, so we have seen uh, that is in the eastern coast of Australia. We can see the Great Barrier Reef, which is around 13,000, sorry, not 13,000, 1,33,000 square miles. Okay, and therefore it is directly known as the largest coral reef system in the world. And therefore, if I say appropriately that the reef is located on the coast of Queensland, Australia, and in the Coral Sea. Okay, so obviously here we could find the largest coral reef of the respective world. Okay, so if you see over here, this is the map of Australia over here. So you could see this is the Queensland area. So in the eastern coast or in the northeastern coast of Queensland, we could find the coral reef of the world, which is around 1,33,000 square miles. Okay, so basically this is Queensland and this is over here the Coral Sea. Okay, so this is with the respective answer. Now coming to the next question. So which one of the following statements is correct? The first meeting of Paris of parties of Paris, sorry, meeting of the parties of the Cartagena Protocol on biosafety was held in Philippines in the year 2004. India is not a signatory to the Biosafety Protocol Convention on Biological Diversity, and the Biosafety Protocol deals with genetically modified organisms. Okay, so what is basically this Cartagena Protocol? Okay, so we know that this Cartagena Protocol uh, on biosafety, it is basically to the Convention on Biological Diversity, and it's an international agreement okay, which through which it manages the movement of living modified organisms from one country to the other, and therefore it aims to protect nature from the potential of risks posed by such organisms by establishing procedures countries can use to make informed decisions on the import of such organisms. So today, if I see about India being not a signatory to the Biosafety Protocol or Convention on Biological Diversity, India is a signatory to the Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety, which India ratified during the time period of 2003. Okay, so therefore we could see that in this respective organisms, or sorry, in this respective like uh, options, we could see that the C option is basically correct. Okay, so we cannot go with this two options. Okay, so it's not 2004, it's 2003, and over here India is a member, so obviously here the biosafety protocol deals with genetically modified organisms. So this is one of the main important aspect of this respective question. Okay, so you could see all these things in the explanation part. Okay, so all these things, biosafety protocol, Copenhagen, Rio 20, everything is clearly discussed. Now, coming to the next question, basically on human geography. Okay, so now if I see about the first question over here, okay, now about 50% of the world population is concentrated between the latitudes of. Okay, so what has been asked? That 50% of the world population is concentrated between the latitudes. So if I am directly drawing this globe, okay, so if this is directly the longitudes, then this could be the latitudes. Okay, that is the horizontal lines, I can clearly see. Okay, so it's basically is the direct question where I can directly say that 20-degree north and 40-degree north. Okay, so 50% of the world population is concentrated between these latitudes only. Okay, so we could see that the population growth scenario of our country. Okay, so this world population you can see in rate. So what has been given over here, that is 20 and 40, you could basically find in this respective region. Okay, and therefore you can say that this is the major population of China, this is the major population of India. Okay, also you could get some of the populations of America over here, Mexico over here. Okay, Mexico is a hugely populous country. Also you can find some of the important areas like the Southeast Asia, basically Myanmar, or like countries like Indonesia. Okay, so you can find a majority of the population over here. So 50% of the world population is basically on this respective latitudes of 22 and 40 degree. Okay, so this is the major classification that we can see. Okay, so you can see the share, China 18.5%, India. So now India has directly overtaken it. Okay, now for India, China, UK, and USA, which one of the following is the correct sequence of the median age in their population? Okay, so यहाँ पे median के बारे में बोला गया, median age. So here the correct option is B. So India has got less than China, then less than USA, then less than UK. Okay, so obviously India has got a younger age as compared to any of these countries given above. Okay, so we have got a good demographic dividend as we can see today. Okay, so now coming to the next question, consider the following countries. So what is the decreasing order of the size of the following country wise? Okay, so population wise, what is the descending order? Means सबसे बड़े को पहले, then third, sorry, third, yeah, second, and then lastly one. Okay, so in the decreasing order, you have to directly go through. So here, the correct option being B, 2, 3, 1, 4. 2, 3, 1, and 4. Yes, it's basically correct. Okay, so this is the descending order of size of the following countries population wise. Okay, next, these are the peoples of yellow complexions, oblique eyes, high cheek bones, sparse hairs, medium height, and this directly refers to. If you are attempting, please try to attempt the answers of the respective questions that I am directly asking. Okay, so here it has been asked about the following things, that the peoples are of yellow complexion, they have got oblique eyes. What are the oblique eyes? Oblique means slanted eyes. Therefore, that supposedly they are neither parallel nor at right angles were specified. Okay, or they are height slightly slanted. Okay, so that it means an oblique eye. High cheekbones, sparse hair, and medium height. Okay, so therefore, this directly refers to whom? The Mongoloids. Okay, so the Mongoloids are of different shape and sizes. Their structures, their racial, they are racially different from the non-Mongoloids in origin. Okay, so therefore we could see that these are the activities or these are the respective characteristics of the people who are basically Mongoloids. Okay. Next, coming to the next question. So you could see, okay, this is the peoples. So these are the North or the West Europe. This is the East Europe. This is the South Europe. This is the Turkey, Iran or Afghanistan, Pakistan or North India. This is India. Okay, Horn of Africa, Middle East. देखो तो हम लोग को कैसे हैं. वाह. Okay. Anyways, the original home of the gypsies was. Okay. So what has been asked? What is the original home of the gypsies? Okay. So we could see that the original home of the gypsies is basically C, that is India. Okay. So these gypsies are a member of a race of people who traditionally spend their lives traveling around place to place, living in caravans. Okay. So a member of a race of people who traditionally spend their lives traveling around from place to place, living in caravans. Okay. तो जनरली व्हाट आर नोन एज, अगर हिंदी में बोलूं तो ये लोग बंजारा है. ओके. सो बंजारा, it's basically the gypsies. So therefore the original home of the gypsies was India. Okay. Next, a person of mixed European and Indian blood in Latin America is called a person of mixed European and Indian blood in Latin America. So what has been asked over here? So which is a person of mixed European and Indian blood of Latin America is called as? So you can attempt this question if you wants to. So they are known as the mulatto, mestizo, meiji, and momo. Yes, they are correct. Mestizo is the correct option with respective to the question that has been asked. That is the person of mixed European and Indian blood in Latin America. They are known as the mestizo. Okay. Coming to the next question. So you can see who are the mulattoes, who are the Meijis, who are the Maumos. Okay. Consider the following countries in South Asia: Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. Descending order of literacy status of these countries. Okay. So descending order of literacy status 4213 2431. So I'll just go for the 4231 2413. So this is C option, this is D option. So it has been asked that the descending order of literacy status of these countries amongst the following countries that are given in South Asia: Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. So obviously here the correct answer is A, that is 4213. Okay. So this is the correct answer. Which one of the following countries is the leading producer of uranium? Okay, which is very much used during nuclear furnaces. Okay, so which one of the country that is given over here? United States of America, Canada, Germany, and Zambia. Okay, so which one of the following is basically the leading producer of uranium? So we all know about uranium. So uranium is basically a metal that can be used to produce nuclear energy, and thereby we could see that they are very much highly radioactive. Okay, so therefore uranium, which is enriched into U-235 concentrations, can be used as a fuel for nuclear power plants and the nuclear reactors that runs naval ships and even submarines. So also it can be used for nuclear weapons. So this is the specifications of uranium. So which is the correct option? Here it's Canada. Okay. So Canada is the leading producer of uranium. Okay. So you could see about that in the very world. We could see that Kazakhstan has the leading producer, coming followed by Canada. Then we have Australia. Then we have Namibia, Niger, Russia, Uzbekistan, China, US, and Ukraine. Okay. So this is the quantity of uranium that each country possesses. Which among the following has the world's largest reserves of uranium, which we have already discussed? Next, which amongst the following has the largest livestock population in the world? Okay, Brazil, China, India, and USA. So obviously, livestock population में हम सबसे आगे है, that is India. Okay, so this is the countries list. Okay, having the largest population of livestocks. Now, if I comes towards the basics of India, So, along which of the following meridians did India experience the first light of the sunrise of the new millennium? 2 degree, 2.30 degree west, 82.30 degree east, 92.30 degree west, and 92.30 degree east. Okay, Asini, I will directly go with your point also. Coral reef. Okay. Sorry. So here the correct option is D, that is 92.30 degree east. Okay, where along the following meridians, India experienced the first light of the sunrise of the new millennium. Okay, so you could see the east to west extent of the mainland India. Okay, that is including POK, क्योंकि है तो हमारा ही. So 68.7 degree east and 97.25. Okay, and this is south to north extent of mainland. Okay, so you could see this is the respective category where you could see the length and breadth, north to south, east to west. Okay, now if I'm directly going with this, that if it is 10 a.m. IST, Indian Standard Time, then what would be the local time at Shillong on 92-degree east longitude? So it has been given that what is the time period of Shillong if the following things is directly going with the IST. Okay, so here we can directly go with the correct option. Okay, being what? P, that is 10:38 a.m. Okay, so there is a respective calculations over here how you could directly go ahead with the local time. Okay, calculations. So everything has been given on your explanation parts. You can see to that later. Okay, now coming to if you travel by road from Kohima to Kottayam. Okay, so Kohima कहाँ पे है? Kohima है नागालैंड में और Kottayam कहाँ पे है? Kottayam is in Kerala. So what is the minimum number of states within India through which you can travel, including the origin and the destination? Okay, so it's B. So Kohima to Kottayam. So you could see then Kohima first you will start from Nagaland, then you will cross to Assam, cross through West Bengal, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and lastly you will reach up to Kerala, which is Kottayam. So therefore your answer is B. That is 7 states. Okay, so this is the respective trajectory that has been shown over here. Okay. Okay, the latitudes that pass through Sikkim also pass through which area? Okay, so these are the things that you should know. Okay, that which is the latitudes that pass through Sikkim and which is the respective area. The same latitude pass through. तो थोड़ा बहुत हम लोग को ज्योग्राफी भूगोल, थोड़ा बहुत हम लोग को ग्लोब्स हम लोग को पता होना चाहिए, so that we could analyze all these questions pretty well. Okay, so yes, obviously here the answer will be Rajasthan. So हम लोग का latitude ऐसे जाते हैं, ठीक है? It's something like this. So if there is Rajasthan over here, so the same latitude can merge up to Sikkim over here. Okay, so therefore this is the same type of latitude that we can see. Okay, so you could see over here. Okay, so this is the latitude of 28-degree north. Okay, so this is the same latitude of 28-degree north, which is directly passing through whom? Sikkim. Okay, over here. So the same latitude, if it is asked that which of the other northeastern state is directly bounding it, so it's basically is Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, and if I say about Assam, so Assam is directly going with this 26-degree north latitude, which is crossing through Bihar, which is crossing through Uttar Pradesh, which is crossing through Madhya Pradesh, which is even crossing to Rajasthan. Okay, so therefore you should remember this diagram very clear. This is a very important one. Okay, next coming to question number 111. So the among the following cities, which one lies on a longitude closest to that of Delhi? Okay, longitude closest to that of Delhi. So you can see this is the Delhi longitudes. Okay, so here the correct option is obviously Bengaluru, situated at the deep south. Okay, so we see Bengaluru is directly at the same longitude and latitudes. Okay, that basically Delhi is directly going with. Okay, so यहाँ पे same type में वो आ जाता है, तो यहाँ पे देख लो. So we could see. So this is around. We can see this is Bengaluru over here. Okay, so this is the type of longitude that is directly flowing through. Okay, so we could see that this latitude longitude basically coming under the region of Karnataka. Now, out of the four southern states, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, which shares boundaries with the maximum number of Indian states? So it's been given Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, each of Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, and each of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So here the correct option is being C. That is Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka directly shares the maximum number of Indian states with their respective boundaries. Okay, so you can see 9 states including Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, 7 states Assam and Chhattisgarh, 6 states Maharashtra and Karnataka, 5 states West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Haryana and Rajasthan, 4 states Telangana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Orissa, 3 states Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Uttarakhand, Bihar, 2 states Tripura, Goa, Kerala, Arunachal, JNK, 1 state Meghalaya and Sikkim. Okay, so this is respective with one. Okay, okay. So which one of the following major cities is most eastward located? So it's Lucknow. Okay, so that is basically the political one. So among the following cities, which one is the nearest to the tropic of Cancer? So it's basically direct questions. It's basically is Kolkata. Okay, that is near to the Tropic of Cancer. So you could see it is respectively so Tropic of Cancer is, so this is Kolkata over here. The most important city is located. Okay, so therefore this is the one you could see. Okay, so this is directly the Tropic of Cancer that is the passing through. So it's passed through 8 states. So Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura, and Mizoram. Okay, so this is the 8 states through which Tropic of Cancer passes through. Now, which of the following states is smallest in area? So Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. So obviously Tamil Nadu. Next, which one of the following geographically closest to Great Nicobar? So yes, the Sumatra Islands is basically geographically closest to the Great Nicobar. Okay, so you could see the Sumatra Islands over here. Okay, so this is directly the Andaman Nicobar. Okay, so Sumatra is basically this island. Okay, so it's basically closer towards Andaman and Nicobar. Okay, so these are some of the questions that are come based on the maps. So if I comes to as a physical features in India, so the Indian subcontinent was originally a part of the huge mass that is known as. So we all know that it is a Gondwana continent. Okay, nothing explanation with this. Direct questions, easy questions. So this is basically Pangaea. Next, the paleomagnetic results obtained from India indicate that in the past, the Indian landmass has moved. Okay, so which is directly the Indian landmass? This you can see. This is the Indian landmass. Okay, which is directly getting broken down from here. Okay, so we know about the during this period of time the Tethys Sea was there in the place of Himalayas. Okay, so this northward extension has directly made this Himalayas. So obviously the answer will be northwards. सो यहाँ से जाके सो टेटी सी यहाँ से आके ऐसे जा रहे थे सो देयरफॉर इट इज द नॉर्थवर्ड अपवर्ड्स so the northward movement of Indian landmass which even forms the rapid uplift of the Himalayas. Okay, so see you can see this is the northward upwards that is going on. Okay, when you travel in Himalayas you will see the following. अगर हिमालय में ज़्यादा ट्रेवल करोगे तो इनमें से कोई एक दिखाई देगा. What is one? So deep gorges, U-turn river causes, parallel mountain ranges, steep gradients causing landsliding. So which of the above options given is or are correct with respective to the evidence being fold young fold mountains? One of the options that you can see with respective to the amount once you are directly going in the Himalayas. So here the correct option being D, that is 1 2 3 4. यहाँ पे steep gradients causing landsliding ये भी देखोगे, पैरेलल माउंटेन रेंजेस भी देखोगे, यूटर्न रिवर कोर्सेस भी देखोगे और डीप गॉर्जेस भी देखोगे. तो यहाँ पे सब दिखाई देता है. तो therefore the option is all of the above are correct. Okay, so this is the ones you could see. So this is the U-turn river valleys. Okay, so you देख सकते हो these are some number of landslides that is occurring in Himalayas. Okay, U-turn. Examine the map of Jammu and Kashmir below. Okay, you can see examine. Okay, so the mountains ranges marked 1 2 3 and 4. So यहाँ पे mark किया गया है एक, यहाँ पे 1. Okay, then it has been marked 2, it's 3, it's 4. Okay, पूछा क्या गया है क्वेश्चन में. सो यहाँ पे बताया गया है कि विच वन इज द लद्दाख, जांचकर, कराकोरम एंड पीरपंजल. लद्दाख कौन सा है, जांस्कर रेंज कौन सा है, करोकरम रेंज कौन सा है, और पीर पंजल रेंज कौन सा है. So amongst the correct answer is B. That is, one is the Karakoram, Ladakh. This is Karakoram. This is Ladakh. This is Jhanskar, and lastly we have got this Piripanjal. Okay, so Karakoram, Ladakh, Jhanskar, and Piripanjal. So these are the four areas through which Jammu and Kashmir has got this respective mountain ranges. So please repeat. It's Karakoram, Ladakh, Jhanskar, and Piripanjal. Karakoram, Ladakh, Jhanskar, and Piripanjal. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So you can see over here. This is Karakoram. This is Ladakh. This is Jhanskar, and this is Piripanjal. Okay. So this is the area through which we could see in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. Coming to the next question. Every details has been clearly given over here. Okay. So you need not worry. Just acquire this PDF and you will all set. Nanda Devi Peak forms a part of whom? Assam Himalayas, Kumaon Himalayas, Nepal Himalayas, and Punjab Himalayas. So it's said about the Nanda Devi Peak. So here the Nanda Devi Peak is being in the Kumaon Himalayas. Okay, so it's the correct option, Kumaon Himalayas. So we could see all this Punjab Himalayas, West Eastern divisions. Okay, so all these things are given clearly. You could study it later. The Brahmaputra, Irrawaddy, and Mekong River originates in Tibet and flow through narrow and parallel mountain ranges in their upper reaches. Of these rivers, Brahmaputra makes a U-turn in course from India. The U-turn is due to what? Uplift of folded Himalayan series, syntaxial banding of geologically young Himalayas, geotectonic disturbances in the tertiary folded mountain chains, or both A and B above are correct. So यहाँ पे पूछा गया है कि like why the Brahmaputra takes the U-turn, and during its course flow, why this young river directly goes on for the turn in their upper reaches. So amongst this, the four options, we could see the correct option being D, that is both A and B above are correct. That is, we all know that the Himalayan mountains are a series of folded mountains, and therefore this uplift of folded Himalayan series is also responsible for this respective U-turn. Also, we could see about the syntaxial banding of geologically young Himalayas. Okay, because in these regions, a curve is basically created, which is directly known as the Namcha Barwa. So therefore, the syntaxial curve is a important, or the syntaxial band is a very important area through which it directly sharply bends towards southward expansion at some of the areas like Namcha Barwa. Okay, so therefore, this was one of the good band, that is the syntaxial band is a greater band that we can see which occurs at the regions which directly makes the river flows southwards. Okay, so therefore both the options A and B are correct. So you could see all these rivers in the screen. Okay, so what is the syntaxial band? You can also go ahead. Okay, so this is the syntaxial band, Namcha Barwa. So this is the type of band that we can encounter in this region, which of the Himalayas. Now matching list 1 with list 2. So could see list 1 is there, list 2 is there. So which one of the codes are given below are correct? List 1, list 2. Markha Valley, Juko Valley, Sangla Valley, Yumtang Valley. So यहाँ पे सिक्किम दिया हुआ है, हिमाचल प्रदेश दिया हुआ है, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर दिया हुआ है, नागालैंड दिया हुआ है. ओके, सो लोग तो आधा आधी जुको वैली को जानते ही है, वेरी फेमस इंपॉर्टेंट टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन. तो ये बी तो 4 ही हो गया. ओके, सो बी तो 4 ही हो गया, मतलब एक भी जानते तो उसमें से निकल ही आएगा. तो आइदर डी होगा, नहीं तो ए होगा. सो ऑब्वियसली हियर द आंसर इज ए. सो देयरफॉर A is 3, that is Markha Valley is Jammu and Kashmir. B is 4, obviously. Sangla Valley. Sangla Valley is Himachal Pradesh. Or Yumtang Valley. Yumtang Valley is basically on Sikkim. Okay. So this is the correct answer, that is D. So you can see all this number of valleys as well as the number of states, okay, through this respective PDF. Then coming to the last question of today, if there were no Himalaya ranges, what would have been the most likely geographical impact? अगर मान लो हिमालयस नहीं होता तो क्या होता? ओके, तो ऐसे कभी कभी पता है को अगर ये नहीं होता तो क्या होता, तो हम बोलते कोई और होता, ओके, नहीं तो कोई और चीज होते, ठीक है। तो ये हम लोग का होता है एक चीज। तो यहाँ पे लिखा क्या गया है कि नंबर वन, मच ऑफ द कंट्री वुड एक्सपीरियंस द कोल्ड वेव्स फ्रॉम साइबेरिया, Indo-Gangetic plain would be devoid of such extensive alluvial soils. The pattern of monsoon would be different from what it is at present. So which one of the options given above are correct? One only, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, and lastly 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So what are the options given? One only. Okay. One only. Then 1 and 3 is given. Then it's 2 and 3 is given. And lastly, probably it's given, sorry, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So all the options are correct are given. So what are the options? First option is A only, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, and lastly all of the above. So if there were no Himalayan ranges, what would be the most likely geographical impact on India that can be seen on this context? Okay. So here the correct answer is D, that is 1, 2 and 3. So if the Himalayas were not present, so any number of winds that is directly coming in from Siberia would have impacted India, and therefore we would have experienced much number of colder season just without the Himalayas. Because obviously, if Himalayas would have not been present, there would been a geographical sea area. तो वहां पे टेथिस सी रहते, तो सी से विंड ज्यादा ब्लो होके आते, and it would have impacted the climatic seasons that is occurring in the regions like India. Okay, so that would be one of the major causes if the Himalayas would have not been there. Second क्या लिखा गया है कि the Indo-Gangetic plain would be devoid of such extensive alluvial soils. Yes, अगर यहाँ पे हम लोग का हिमालयस नहीं होता तो ब्रह्मपुत्र कहाँ से निकलता या गंगा कहाँ से निकलती? So therefore, even if I say about the Indus also, it is also coming in from the Himalayas. So every such river which is making this land very fertile because of the flowing of the rivers, we could see the newer alluvium coming into prominence, the alluvial soils coming into prominence. So therefore, in this scenario, we could see that much of this region would be devoid of such number of extensive alluvial soils which make this region very fertile. Okay, so that is basically the second option. Now coming to the third option, it has been given the pattern of monsoon would be different from what it is present. Yes, obviously. Today, the Tibetan area, if the Himalayas would have not been present, it would have not been deserted, it would have not been drought faced because it is directly on the leeward side of the southwest monsoon. And therefore, we could see that the pattern of the monsoon would have been different if the Himalayas would have not been there. And even the flooding conditions, every number of disasters could have been different if Himalayas would have not been there. So therefore, if I am seeing with these three options, then obviously all these options given above are correct. Okay, so here we have got a clear explanations of what will be the influence of Indian climate on if the Himalayas would have not been there. So what is the significance of Himalayas are there? What is the sources of river and fertile soils is given? Okay, and obviously about forest wealth, about tourism. Okay, so today regions like Shimla, Kulu, Manali, Mussoorie, Nainital, Darjeeling, Gangtok. Okay, so this would have not been there if this Himalayas would have not been present. Okay, so therefore agriculture related also, because agriculture would have slowed down in the area which have got major alluvial fields. Okay, mineral resources would have not been there. Also because Himalayas are protecting us from our external enemies like China. Okay, so obviously it would have got a strategic significance because it directly act as a natural defense barrier. Okay, so all these regions are basically pretty okay to say that Himalayas are very much useful for our protection as well as for our climatic conditions as well as for our respective survival. Okay, so therefore this is the correct options that is given over here. Okay, so this is all for today that we want to discuss. Okay, so we'll continue with more number of series like this where we will discuss every forms of questions that have come up in the last past year exams, and also we will come up with some of the relevant questions with the discussions basically focused on APSC CCE Prelims. So for today, I am directly signing out. Thank you all for your participation. Jai Hind.